How an 80-year-old has lived less than 2 hours in God's eyes. Ever wondered how an 80-year-old person has lived less than 2 hours from God's perspective? Let's break it down. Back in the day, making it to 70 was already considered a long life, hence the saying, 70 is a rare age. Reaching 80, known as the age of great longevity, was even rarer. This idea isn't just about counting years. It's also a mark of respect for the elderly. But how does God view time? That's where things get interesting. 2 Peter 3 verse 8 says, "Dear friends, don't forget this one thing. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day." So, God's sense of time is completely different from ours. The bigger picture of time. To put things into perspective, let's consider an illustration from historian David Christian. He describes the history of the universe, from the Big Bang to modern civilization, in a way that makes us rethink our concept of time. The universe was born 13.7 billion years ago. Before that, nothing existed. Stars began forming around 13 billion years ago. Earth came into existence 4.6 billion years ago. Life first appeared about 4 billion years ago. Now, if you look at human history on this timeline, it barely registers as a tiny speck. Compared to the vast history of the universe, our time here is unbelievably short. 1,000 years equals 36,524 days. Ever wondered how many days are in 1,000 years? It's 365,242 days. But to God, that's like a single day. Think about it. Just like how we start work in the morning and finish before the day ends, to God, 1,000 years pass just like that. Psalm 90 verse 4 puts it this way. "In your eyes, 1,000 years are like yesterday when it passes, or like a watch in the night." A watch in the night refers to a 2-hour shift during ancient times. If we follow this logic, then 1,000 years is just a couple of hours to God. Adam, Eve, and the first sin. According to the Bible, God created the first human, Adam, in 4026 BCE and placed him in the beautiful Garden of Eden. He was surrounded by all kinds of animals, but he was alone. There were no other humans. So, God said, "It's not good for man to be alone." He performed the first, and only, divine surgery, taking a rib from Adam and creating Eve, the first woman. Adam was overjoyed and called her, "Bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." From that moment, humanity began. God gave them everything they needed to live happily, but He also gave them one simple command. "You must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will certainly die." Genesis 2 verse 17. But then, the serpent, Satan in disguise, deceived Eve, telling her, "You will not certainly die. For God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Eve took the fruit and ate it. Then, she gave it to Adam, who also ate it. At that moment, they disobeyed God. The consequence of disobedience. Adam lived for 930 years before dying, meaning he spent most of his life slowly aging and experiencing the consequences of his mistake. The oldest recorded human in the Bible, Methuselah, lived 969 years. But even that, according to God's timing, wasn't even a full day. Going back to 2 Peter 3 verse 8, where 1,000 years is like a day to God, let's do the math. If Methuselah's 969 years were less than a day, then our modern lifespan of 70 to 80 years is practically nothing in God's eyes. If we break it down further, 1,000 years equals 2 hours, from God's perspective. 80 years is just 9.6 minutes. So, when an 80-year-old looks back at life, it's as if only a few minutes have passed in God's time. A shift in perspective. If we view life from this angle, we might start seeing things differently. The entire history of humanity is just about 6 days long from God's perspective. That means the problems we stress over, the moments we cherish, and even human history itself are incredibly short in the grand scheme of things. Perhaps understanding this perspective can help us live with more peace, patience, and purpose.